Hey you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming back if you are a returning subscriber, and thank you so much to all my new subscribers who have recently joined my channel. I really appreciate you guys. And before we get started, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that button so we can grow the network, the family. Hello. I'm not gonna ramble on too much. We're just gonna get right into this video. I know that if you're looking at this title and you know nothing about me, then you're probably wondering, what? Y'all get a snack, get something to drink, get cozy, because we're gonna share this story. So if you know me personally, especially for like a really long time, all my OG followers, I don't even know if I had a YouTube channel at this time. I can't even remember. I don't think that I did yet. No, I don't think I did just yet. So if you are an OG follower of mine, of like on Instagram, or if you just know me in general, then you know when this happened to me. So we're gonna talk about when I got casted as an extra in Yeezy season 4 for New York Fashion Week. If you are new to my channel, or if you know me strictly through YouTube, then there's a lot that you guys don't know about, like what I've experienced in the past, what I've done in the past creatively, and what work I've done. But yeah, before I started my YouTube channel, I was heavily into modeling, especially in New York, and I was assigned model for like, I don't know, for like a year-ish, kind of, when I was like 16-ish. But yeah, that's just a little bit about that. If you guys want to know more about my experience working as a model, and during, you know, working as a model, what work I've done as a model, shows I've done, and my life versus a signed model versus a non-signed model, and just being freelance, like if you guys want to know more about that in another video, comment down below or give this video a thumbs up, and I'll give you more story times about that, because I have other stories from when I was modeling. Okay, so rewind back to September 2016. It's New York Fashion Week season. At this time I was a junior. Was I a junior? Yes, I was a junior in college at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, period. I was a student at the time. I literally had just started working my new job at my school with the residence life thing. I wasn't an RA just yet. I worked as a desk attendant, so it was like the step below RA before I did that. So just got that job, literally brand spanking new school year, just starting the school year. And at this time, one of my best friends and I, Issa, we both were like super on it when it came to modeling gigs, modeling opportunities, doing shoots, doing photos. And even though I was already kind of introduced to that world like beforehand, when I got to school and when I met certain people, my love for that, my interest for that, like kind of re-sparked, and I got just like really heavily back into it. It's a random night. I'm working, doing my on-call shifts, really just randomly scrolling on Twitter, and we see this post from Kanye West's Twitter account, and it's a Yeezy season casting post. Now at this time, this was when like the modeling world was changing, and especially with the influence of Kanye and what he was doing. The show before this one, he like literally casted a bunch of like just random people be in his show to like fill the arena at Madison Square Garden. So Yeezy season 3 show, that's when he premiered his album and did the show or whatever. So he casted like a lot of people for that show. So I kind of already had it in my mind that I literally told myself, you know what, after seeing Yeezy season 3, and one of our friends got casted for that show too that we went to school with, so it was like, saw him, super happy for him. But at that point I was like, I'm gonna be in Yeezy season 4, not even knowing what was going to happen and that it was actually gonna happen. So already foreseeing it, right? But that was the trend. It was like more opportunities for people who weren't signed, for just random people, like regular everyday people like you and me, getting the chance to do these huge like opportunities. Honestly, at that time, Kanye was like a really big influence for that, and there was a lot of like up and coming designers who were kind of doing the same thing, just having open castings, wanting to see fresh faces, not necessarily looking for only one specific type of model or specific sign model. So this was like the era where like designers were really giving people chances and opportunities who probably would never seen this had the fashion industry would have just like stayed the same, like how it, you know, was before. At that time, social media was like at an all-time high as far as like how information was spread and how, you know, the industry was going about doing their castings. So we see this Twitter post about the casting from his account, and we know it's legit because it's the verified check account, and all it said was season 4 casting, multi-racial women only, no makeup, please come as you are, Sunday September 4th 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Jack Studios in New York City. Like, yes. So literally that post in itself already sparked like a whole bunch of controversy, a whole bunch of think pieces. Everybody's thinking like, oh, he only wants mixed girls. Like, everybody misinterpreted the whole thing. I mean, I didn't at the time. To me, when I saw multiracial, to me that was just his way of being politically correct and saying non-white individuals basically. But yeah, that the Twitter post alone, like, social media was going crazy, articles were going nuts, everybody was writing about it, everybody was talking about it, people got offended by it. Like, you guys know how everything is, everybody reads so much into everything. So you had one crowd that was saying, oh my gosh, he only wants mixed girls, like racially ambiguous women, blah 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 blah, and that wasn't even the case. They literally put it up the day before the casting. I'm sitting at my shift working, talking to my friends, talking to Issa, and like literally I see the post, she hits me up, she's like, girl, do you see this post? And I'm like, yes, we're going, we have to go, right? We have to go. So we buy a bus ticket to go to New York. We leave that night, like we left at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, we left at like 4 in the morning, took a bus to New York because we knew we wanted to get to New York super early because we knew the lines were going to be crazy. The whole thing, we just knew it was going to be a big thing just because it's on social media and thousands of people are seeing it. So just imagine how many people who saw it and actually would have showed. So we really made it a point to get there super early. And it was so exciting, like so exciting. I just, talking about this like just makes me relive like how I felt at the time, and I was just so hopeful but yet kind of nervous, but also just like finally feeling like there was an opportunity for me where I could actually see myself win. No, I just went into it like feeling really good, but at the same time really nervous because, you know, it had been a while for me since I even done like castings and work like this. So I was just so excited for the opportunity. Get to New York and we're seeing like familiar faces. This is also when Snapchat was like super popular, so we're like Snapchatting everything. So we're exhausted because we just left like early that same morning. We get there and already the line is long. Like the line is already massive by the time that we got there. I remember we met these other girls in line. We ended up making friends with the people who we were in line with because we were like standing there for hours. I can't even tell you how long I was actually standing there. I lost complete track of time just because of how much anxiety I was feeling, like, but good anxiety because I was just like pumped and didn't know what to expect. You know, this was really new and exciting. At that time I didn't see Kanye, but he was there at earlier in that morning at the casting from other videos that I've seen. So literally everybody is posting about this. Everybody is posting about this. People are like hitting me up on my Snapchat because they see that I'm waiting in line at the casting. All my friends are giving me good vibes and good energy. I remember when I told my mom, she was just like, okay, okay, well, good luck, you know, like, I literally just randomly told her, like, Kanye posted a casting call, we're going to New York. And she was like, okay, cool, like, great, you know. This was nothing really new to her, hearing it from me, so she kind of just knew already what to roll with. And yeah, she already knew how those things work. So my mom, I think I remember her just being like, yeah, okay, great, this is good, this is a good opportunity, you know, like, go after it. My mom's always very, very supportive. Whatever I want to pursue, my mom's always very, very supportive. Yeah, that felt great. Had my family support, my friends support. So we're waiting in line for a long time. We finally get into the casting call, and basically all I remember having, what they had us do was they took our name, where we were from. Did they take our phone number? I can't remember if they took our phone number or not, but they definitely took an email for them to contact us if we got a call back. And literally it was so fast. It was like so much built up energy and anxiety for like 2 seconds. Like, it literally felt like you had 2 seconds, one shot, you know. They we stood in front of this like this blank canvas. Like, it was like a like, think of a studio. It's Jack's studio, so it's just like a blank white wall, and a guy is a photographer taking our pictures, and that was it. Like, I think maybe we took like 2 photos. You can't see them, you don't know what you look like, you literally just, you have one shot, and that's it. A picture, a photo. So I'm just like, in my mind, I that's the part that I hate about castings, because you just never know. You never know. You always have this anxiety of like, oh my god, did I do my best? Did I twitch? Did I look weird? Did I blink? Was my hair out of place? Like, did I have mascara on my eyelid? Did I look good? Is this what they're looking for? Was my clothes, like, what did I even look like? Like, it's just so nerve-wracking, because you can't, everything is out of your control at that point. Like, all you have control over is just you showing up, and that's it. I remember my hair was like in a slick back bun, pulled back. I wore a cropped turtleneck tank top. It was black, and I wore my American Apparel riding pants. They were green. And I think from what I remember, I just took a picture straight forward, like straight on, and I think they took our profile. I can't even remember, because that's just how fast it was. And I just remember like coming from it like did that just happen, you know? And another thing that I really want to mention that like really had a huge impact on me was, basically, this was the first time I've ever seen at a casting where Caucasian people, or anybody who literally looked, if you looked white, they literally turned you away, because that just was not what they were going for at all. And they turned like white girls away. And normally in fashion, if you know anything about fashion, or if you've just seen a runway show, majority of the people who are in these shows are white. It's like a white dominated industry. And just to see that for the first time, after experiencing so much rejection because of an industry that's so racist, and then finally you're given this opportunity where something was literally meant for you and you are chosen, like we want you. I don't know, like, that was just like something I will never ever forget. And people can say whatever they want about Kanye. I know, like, the whole topic of Kanye West right now is like very controversial, and I agree. But what you cannot deny is the fact that he's gave like a lot of people of color, black people, an opportunity in fashion that, you know, I feel like if he didn't do, it would have just, I don't know if a lot of people would have the opportunities that they have now. No, he really changed the game. I'm not gonna lie, he really changed the game with that one. When we left, that casting, the line was wrapped. Like wrapped. There was press everywhere taking pictures. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. And I think when we left it wasn't even 5 yet. So it ended at 5, so that I don't even think everybody got to be seen. It was, the turnout was crazy. I've never seen anything like that for a casting, like ever. And I remember just leaving thinking like, well, I hope I get it. Like, if it's meant for me, it's meant. I think the rest of the day, I don't even know what we did. I can't even remember what we did. I think we probably just got something to eat and then we headed back to campus. I don't know, it always felt like when I had these gigs or these opportunities to do stuff, it just felt like I was going into my dream world, and then I would have to come back home to reality. And that's exactly what it felt like. But I just remember so many people asking me like, what was it like? Oh my god, that was so awesome, you know, I hope you get it, blah blah blah. And I'm always hesitant to like share stuff like this on the internet or like on social media, just because like I don't necessarily always want people to know what's going on with me. And then on top of that, it's like if I posted that and then I didn't get it, I don't know, I would have felt some type of way. But that's probably just my own pride. And I remember exchanging Instagrams with the girls who were close with us in line, because we were like, okay, if either of us makes it or if we hear something, you know, we'll message each other, we'll let each other know. Yeah, so I remember the show itself, I think, was on a Wednesday, and I believe that was Labor Day weekend, so we didn't have class on Monday. Yeah, we didn't have class on Monday, so it was like Monday went by, we heard nothing. Now it's Tuesday, and I think at this point, one of the girls that we met, she messaged us and let us know that they called her in for a fitting. And so at that point, we're thinking like, oh, we didn't get it. Like, we didn't get it. Damn, like we didn't get it. Damn, we really didn't get it. Like, that's how it felt. Like at that point, I already accepted that, you know, maybe it just, you know, that wasn't me. It wasn't for me, you know. I don't know why, but it's like Tuesday, I went through my day as normal. I went to my classes and everything. And when I heard back from the girl who said like, you know, she went to the fitting, we were just like, oh, I don't know why something in my mind told me like, maybe this isn't the end. Like, I don't know, like it's not really over yet. Like, we still have until like 10 o'clock maybe, you know. That's what I'm thinking, like 10 o'clock we'll hear something for sure. Like, there's still a possibility, there's still hope. Hours go by, I'm at dinner at this point, still nothing. We're like vigorously checking my email, like every hour, every second of the day. I felt like I was checking my email to see if I had something new, and there still wasn't anything that came through. And I remember I was just like, you know, maybe I'll just do my hair just in case. Like, even though I kind of like, it was like half of me accepted the fact that I didn't get it, and then the other half of me was like still operating as if I'm gonna be in the show the next day. So it's like, I was like, you know what, let me just do my hair just in case. Like, I'm like delusionally telling myself, you know what, I'm still gonna be prepared because I'm gonna be in the show tomorrow. Like, just in case I'm in the show tomorrow, let me just be prepared. Like, what? I did a braid out. I specifically remember doing a braid out that night. 10 p.m. goes by. At 11 o'clock, I'm asleep, and like, I'm going to sleep. Half of me is still thinking like, dang, I'm not in the show. Like, I'm not in the show. But then the other half of me is like, okay, I'm thinking the email is gonna come through maybe within the next hour, and it just doesn't. So I go to sleep, and I don't know why, y'all. I am not an early riser. I don't wake up early. I don't like the morning. I'm not a morning person. But I don't know if you guys believe in God, whatever you believe. I felt like it was God telling me to get up, because something in me just told me to just wake up. Like, wake up. And I woke up, and it was like 6 something in the morning. I checked my email. Why is it an email from the Yeezy people? I can't remember the lady's name, and I wish I had the exact email still, but I don't have access to that email anymore because I gave my student email. But it was literally the email subject like, congratulations, you will be in Yeezy season 4. And I'm like freaking out. I am freaking out because not only did I just process, like mentally prepare myself for rejection just to wake up to knowing that I got the opportunity. What? I'm trying to understand, how am I gonna get to this show? I am in Baltimore, Maryland. The show is in New York City. And then on top of that, the call time says 7 a.m. and I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the clock and it's 6:30. It's like 6:30 a.m. Freaking out. I'm literally freaking out. The first person I call is my mom, letting her know, like, I'm like, Mom, I got the show. She's like, you have to go. You have to go. And I'm like, how? I know I have to go, but how am I gonna get there? My roommate at the time, Nicole, shout out to Nicole if you're watching this. My roommate was like, oh my God, like, you got it. Like, at this point, we're all, it's hysteria. We're anxious as hell. I'm anxious. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack. I'm literally going to poop on myself because of how much anxiety I have. I'm on the phone with my mom. At this point, we're on three-way with my grandma and my aunt. That's like my trio of people. And we're all trying to strategize and figure out a plan for how I'm going to get my butt from Baltimore to New York in the next 3-4 hours, because the call time said 7 a.m. and I'm freaking out because I'm thinking I'm going to lose this chance. And all they're thinking, all my family is thinking, is like, what is the fastest way for her to get there? My aunt, my mom, I can't remember who suggested what, but at first we were thinking a flight, and then we were like, no, because I'm gonna land at JFK or whatever, and I'm gonna be too far from where the actual studio is at, where they asked us to meet. And the studio where they wanted us to meet was the same place that we had the casting, so they wanted us to meet there. Call time was 7 a.m. I'm late AF. I'm late AF. At this point, they get me an Amtrak ticket to get, like, which was like the fastest way for me to get there. It put me at Penn Station, which was like very, very close to the studio where I needed to be. I'm in the shower trying to shave, like, just to be prepared for whatever, because when you have like these opportunities like this, like, normally the protocol for when you're going to a fashion show or whatever is, you know, you want to be clean shaven, no fragrances on, freshly showered, your hair is done, and all this. Thank God I did my hair the night before, so my hair wasn't just, you know, conveniently in a perfect braid out. I'm rushing like crazy, just trying to grab everything that I can to go. I get in an Uber. I'm like freaking out, you guys. Like, I just remember so much anxiety that I was like, that was the most anxiety I've ever felt. Like, I'm pretty sure I had panic attacks, like multiple panic attacks that whole time there. I'm in the Uber trying to make this train, and then on top of that, thinking about, what am I going to do when I get there? And at this point in my mind, I'm thinking like, bro, what if I get there and they turn me away? And part of me is just thinking like, bro, what if they like what if they say no? Like, what if they say, no, you're too late, you should have been here at 7 a.m. At that point, I didn't care. I just knew I wanted to get there, because I just felt like, no. Like, no, there's no way that these things are happening for me right now for me to not get it. But then at the same time, I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do if I can't do this, and I get all the way there and they turn me away? I'm freaking out. I'm corresponding with the lady I'm emailing. I'm trying to tell, I'm like, my hair is done, my makeup's done, please, is it too late? I'm coming from Maryland, like, I'm gonna get there, like, I can get there. And she emails back and she's like, no, don't come. And I'm like, please, like, my hair is done, my makeup is done. And at that point, like, I'm already on the train. We're passing through cities, like, we're passing through Philly, we're passing through, you know, all the stops on the train or whatever. And I'm like, it's too late for me to even turn back after this lady has told me no via email. I'm like, F it, we're going. I'm gonna walk in there and just walk in there. What's the worst that they can tell me? The worst that they can tell me is no. The best thing that can happen is they're just gonna throw me in there with everybody else. And I'm doing my makeup on the train, freaking out, like, freaking out. That was the longest train ride I have ever sat through, and it was probably only like 3 hours, because I remember arriving to New York and it's 11 at this point. So fast forward, I'm in New York, still filled with anxiety. I hop in an Uber to get to the place. So much traffic, bruh. We got to I let the driver get me like as close as I possibly could, and then I was like, you know, I'm going to just let me out. I'm gonna run the rest of the way. I know where I'm at. I can get there. It's faster if I just go. Run into the building. Nobody's there. Like nobody is like is there. Not nobody. Like when I first walk in there, it's like just the random people who work in the building, and I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And that's how I know, like, this was literally God. This was God. Because when I walk in there, it's just this random guy in some neon yellow shirt. Random guy. He goes, you in that Yeezy thing? And I'm like, yeah, oh my God, yeah. He's like, don't worry, you're still letting people in. You're good. I know where it's at. Follow me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Like, I wanted to cry, and I wanted to hug this man, because the amount of anxiety I just felt leading up to that point, and thinking I wasn't gonna be able to go, and then him just telling me like, oh no, like, he's just like super chill about it, like, you here for the Yeezy thing? Like you look like you're here for that. Literally leads me up to the elevator. I get up to the floor where there's hair and makeup going on, and all the girls are getting dressed and whatever, and I'm like, bro, I am like just in awe, because I'm like, bro, this is really happening. This is really happening. This is really happening. It was surreal. Because like sometimes you can experience things and like your mind is not processing it in real time, because it just feels so unreal. Like it was like one of those moments, because just imagine how much anxiety I felt up until that point, thinking that I was possibly could have been turned away, and things are just still like working in my favor, and like how reassured I felt. All I could do was like immediately, I think I can't even remember if I even called my mom or what happened, but I just remember walking in. The guy leads me to this front desk where this lady has like checked everybody in, and immediately she's like super just like, all right, so you need to sign this form. We need your phone, so call whoever you want to call, because we're gonna have your phone. You're not gonna have your phone, and I need your ID. And I'm like, like, yes, like I'm pumped, because I know this is gonna happen. I literally remember making one Snapchat, like Yeezy season 4. Like, I can't even remember what I said. I don't even have access to that Snapchat anymore, but I just remember making one last Snapchat to post, and that was it. And then I remember texting my mom, my grandma, my aunt, and I can't remember if I called my mom to tell her that I made it. I feel like I would have called. I feel like I may have called her briefly and then texted, and I remember my mom just being like, Tidal, because the show was gonna be on Tidal. And so after that, I remember signing the form, handing my phone over, and they gave me like this plastic bag and they gave me like a number, and they had me put like all my belongings in that bag. And she's like, so hurry up, you need to go to hair and makeup. And I go to get to wardrobe, because my hair and my makeup's already done, and like the people in there, they were just already like, oh my God, like you look great. And I'm like, oh, thanks, yeah, thank you. Like, and they just send me over to wardrobe, because my hair and my makeup's already done, thank God. I get into wardrobe, and the lady in there is like, girls, line up. I need everybody quiet, because if you're not quiet and you're not listening, none of you are gonna be in this show. I need organization, like quiet. Like, that's just the vibes for fashion week. That's just the vibes. Like, everybody's running around with the chicken, like a chicken with their head cut off. Everybody's just super like in the zone, trying to execute everything perfectly. So they just need everybody to listen up. And then there's just so many girls. Another like thing to keep in mind, I haven't eaten this whole day. I haven't eaten. I think all I ate was like pretzels on the train. So, and I get there, there's no food left. But I'm not even thinking about food, water, refreshment, using the bathroom. I don't even know if I don't think I was thinking about any of that. I was just so like in the moment that I was just like, bruh, this is surreal. So I'm in this line of girls, and they had like groups. So it was like one group was in like all tan, another group was in like black, and another group was in like that Yeezy greenish kind of color, and then there was my group, and we were all in like chocolate like flesh tone brown. I remember them like picking out the outfits, and I say this in quotes because it was barely even clothes. And they go to each girl and give her what she's gonna wear, and they get to me, and it's this skimpy freaking two-piece sheer set, if you will. Of course they give me the smallest thing. It was like literally a bandeau top sheer. You could see my areolas right through it. Amazing. And then I wore underwear. Like I wore my flesh tone panties, right? And then I wore this other piece on top of that, so you didn't have to see my vagina or my butt crack. So I was practically naked, basically naked. And in my mind I was just like, well, we're doing it for Kanye, we're doing it for Yeezy. The whole world is gonna see my nipples. Awesome. Part of me is just like used to it because it's fashion, you know. It's literally me in this skimpy outfit, and the only shoes I decided to wear were my Doc Marten boots. And at this point, it's getting closer and closer to the time of the show, and they're lining all the girls up, and we're going like they're putting loads of us on buses to get to the location, and we don't know where we're going. Like they're not telling us anything. All they're telling us is like the directions like as they're given to them. So we have no idea where we're going. We have no idea who these people are, honestly. Like we just know that they're affiliated with Kanye West and we're here, right? Yeah, have no idea where we're going, have no idea roughly what time it is. We have no access to our phones. We're just vibing. I'm just talking, and that's just me. Like in order to like keep myself calm and just entertain myself, like I usually just make friends, you know, like make friends around me and just talk, and you know, just like you know, we're all just feeling this same energy and experiencing this stuff together. So I ended up meeting this girl who was from Maryland. Like she was like from the same area as me, and we were just like, oh my god, cool. Like, and we're just sharing like our experience of like how we got there or whatever. And we're all on the bus just like waiting to see like where we're gonna go. And they're like walking us through the city, and we're all like half naked, looking crazy. A whole bunch of females on a bus, half naked, driving to an undisclosed location. Yeah. Oh, Roosevelt Island in New York. That was the location. So we finally pull up, and it looks beautiful. It literally looks beautiful. And they're starting to position us in our groups because everything was color coded, because like there was just a vision that we had no idea what was happening. Like we had no idea what the vision was, but the people who were working there knew what was going on. So like they're placing us on the set. We had to take our shoes off, and it's hot. Okay, it's September, so we're still kind of in the middle, like we're still like in the brink towards the end of summer, but New York, and it's humid and it's sweaty and it's hot. And on top of that, a lot of us hadn't eaten, and I just remember the rules that they yelled to us. They were just like, no sudden movements. If you are gonna move, make sure you are moving slow and graceful. Like somebody is on like one of those bullhorns yelling at us like these rules. Don't look around vigorously. What else did they say? No talking. No, don't make any noise. And I can't even remember what the other rules were. Like there was people who were with hair and makeup who was like coming around touching us up, like it was so cool. We're just like standing there, and then like we barely even knew what was going on, and then all of a sudden we started seeing people arriving at the show. We see the Kardashians. It's like Kim Kardashian, Khloe, Kourtney, Anna Wintour, Tiana Taylor, Sierra. They're all showing up to the show, and it's like, whoa, oh, whoa, this is happening. This is really happening right now. Like, oh my god. And then the show starts, and it's like weird because there's nobody to tell us like it's starting. We just kind of like feel what's going on. And then we see the models starting to walk on the runway. And so basically our job was just basically to be a part of the ambiance. We were just there for like aesthetic purposes, and to just help create the scene. And visually it looked really beautiful. When I went back to look at the show and like look at the footage, we had no idea what it looked like, so we were just like standing there, and we were just like presentation models, and we just had to stand there. Even though it wasn't as long as I thought, it was still felt like I was standing there forever, and it just wasn't ending. And I just remember being so hot and feeling hungry and having so much like anxiety. My heart's racing, and I just kept telling myself, like, you got this, like, you got this, you got this, you got this, you can do it, like, you can do it, you can, like, just push through, push through, push through, push through. And I'm like seeing these models come across the runway. I'm seeing Chanel Iman, freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, it's Chanel Iman. And I'm just like watching the models. And then when I think back up to the show was low-key kind of a mess, because I'm seeing the models some of the models can barely walk in the shoes, because one, they either don't fit them, they're broken, they're breaking like on the stage, stuff is like literally falling apart. Some of them are wearing like these big winter coats in dead summer. Like, what? Yeah, on top of that, the girls of the groups that like I was a part of, who were like the extras, literally dropping like flies, fainting one by one, fainting, just fainting, like passing out, falling to the ground. And it's scary. It's super, super scary, because you have to think, like, a lot of us were probably doing the same thing that I did, or barely got anything to eat. It's so hot. We're dehydrated. The sun is beaming on us, and we're supposed to just stand there and look pretty. And all I could think of was like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna pass out. I am not gonna pass out in this show. No, absolutely not. And pretty much like anytime any of the girls would drop, there would be somebody running to the rescue with water and fanning them and this and that. So like it wasn't like they weren't like trying to help the girls. It was just, I don't know, it was just very chaotic. And it kind of already added to the madness of the models falling on the runway. Then the extras are like passing out of heat, and like, yeah, there was a lot of controversy about that too, like about the show in general. And yeah, like it was kind of bad. Like, you know, when you're in the moment, you're just like, hey, I'm here for the opportunity, I'm here for the vibes. Like, yeah, models were passing out, but I was in the show, you know. It kind of gave that. So I just remember trying to stick through the whole thing. I know I probably sat down a couple times because I was just feeling it. Like, I was feeling like, oh my god, no, I need to sit down, you know. And just trying to like make myself alert and aware of that. Like, even though I'm in this opportunity, my health, and the fact that I hadn't eaten, like I was very, very worried about that. And all I could think about was what the heck I can get my hands on to eat right after this. Oh my god, because I'm so hungry. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the show was like coming to a close, and I see Kanye West in my peripheral, like this close to me, and I'm like, oh, like in my head I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Ye, like, yes, oh my gosh. And then the show's over. So it was like just one huge adrenaline rush, and I kind of want to change this battery before I finish the story. So at this point, the show is over. I can't even remember if they rushed to everybody with water or not. Like, I can't exactly remember what took place after that. All I can remember is me just running and vigorously finding anybody with a camera or a phone and posing in front of their cameras, because like there was a lot of like photographers around taking pictures, because, you know, this is like prime time for like getting some work out there. And at this point, I don't have a phone. None of us, if you were in the show, you don't have your phone, and there's no way you're gonna have your own little keepsake memory of your phone, like of a picture, a video, anything. Nothing. So I'm just like, in my mind, I'm thinking, stand in front of as many cameras, get as many photographers as you possibly can, and pose and get some photos, because you're gonna like, in my mind, I'm just thinking like, I need to be able to find something of myself on the internet that I was in this show, like proof. I remember there was this one person, this one photographer guy, and he just grabbed a random group of us together. We posed together, and they posted that. And I'll insert the photo here. Like, this was like literally the keepsake photo that I have from the show, aside from like screen grabs and screenshots that people sent to me of myself in the show. It's like paparazzi left over, like still taking pictures and everything like that. And then finally they take us on a bus back to the studio so we could get our belongings and change and everything. And at this point it's almost like 7 p.m. So now that like the hype and everything is like starting to die down, my anxiety is lowering, I'm back at the studio. I'm getting my belongings, they're giving us all of our stuff back, and I'm changing. I finally get access to my phone. I remember it being completely dead, actually. Like, it was dead, because I think what happened was there were so many notifications and so many people trying to contact me while I was away from my phone that it literally died. And I don't even know what percentage I was on when I got there, you know. Finally charged my phone, and I think I don't even know what the first thing I saw was. Like, I don't even know what the first thing I saw. I know I probably had a whole bunch of Snapchat notifications, text messages, missed calls, and group messages from my job. So I'm telling my job, like, guys, like, I'm so sorry I'm gonna be late, but I was literally just in Yeezy season 4. I'm in New York right now. I'm on my way back to Baltimore. Like, I remember saying that, and I know they were probably like, WTF? And all I could think about was like, oh my god, I hope I still have a job when I come back to Baltimore, because I literally just got this job. But I got a hold of my mom, and she was like, Bri, so like, do you need a ticket to get back home? And I'm like, yes. But of course, she, you know, she told me about, she saw me on the show and how great it was and how great I looked and blah blah blah. She's proud of me, she's happy for me. And I just remember thanking her for like everything and just expressing how grateful I was and how happy I was. And a lot of it was a blur, like I can't remember the specifics, but I just remember like feeling like I was on a high. Just everything just felt surreal. The whole train ride home, I remember just talking to my friends and just replying to people. There's so much support from like people who I went to school with, like at my college, and then people who knew me from high school, and people who just followed me, my friends. My Snapchat was blowing up. Like, people were just so happy for me, like an overwhelming amount of just positivity, and it just felt so good. So many people congratulated me and were retweeting me, and like they were just like posting me from the show, and like people were posting me like on their stories, on their Snapchats, and it was really good feeling, like the amount of support that I felt. And yeah, like it was amazing. And then on top of that, it was like so many people said, you got this, like it's already yours, you got this in the bag. My friends were so freaking hyped for me. My family was so hyped for me. Like, that was the best. And I would honestly, I would do it all over again. I would do every last bit of it all over again, just because of how amazing that experience was. Didn't get paid for anything. The payment was, you got to say you were in a Yeezy show, like you were in a Yeezy season show. That was enough for me. The exposure that came from it, like just everything great. Just like life after that was just everybody congratulating me and saying how happy they were for me. I just remember telling the story over and over and over and over and over. It literally felt like I was like a little celebrity for like 2 seconds, and it wasn't even in like in a cocky way. I just remember feeling like super humble about it, because I just know what I went through to get there. And then at the same time feeling deserving of it. Lived the high of it for a little while, and then things die down and you kind of just go back to how, you know, things were before. Like, you go back to your regular life. But that opportunity really opened my eye into me seeing like, yo, I could really get back into this and do this again, like this modeling thing again, even though I'm not signed. Like, I can, there was just this new way of like becoming a freelance model and just doing it on your own, and people really getting opportunities. Because it was like, after that, I knew, like, I would see other people like just getting these opportunities through social media. And so from there, my friend and I, we would just keep going to castings. Like, whatever we had access to on the internet on our own, we would just go after it and go do it. I did so many different castings after that, because at that point I was like very heavily focused on thinking I was going to be a signed model again and getting acclimated back into the fashion world. So I was heavily like doing photo shoots, like building my book, meeting with agents, all of that, like going back and forth to New York. Like, I would literally go to New York for a day, do photo shoots, meet with an agent, come back, do it all over again on another day. But I was really chasing that dream, man. I was really chasing it. I didn't end up getting signed to an agency again, but I did get like a lot of cool, I did get some more cool opportunities. Like, I remember going to a casting for Adidas. Like, there were still more of this wave of these designers and these fashion designers wanting to find like raw, fresh talent that wasn't like already in an agency. So like more opportunities started coming like that and emerging because of what Yeezy was doing, like because of what Kanye was doing, that like set the tone for everybody else to start doing it for them, for their shows too. Like, I remember Gypsy Sport would do castings like that. Kim Shui would do castings like that. I remember going to Chromat castings. V-Files was known for like their open casting calls as well. That's what they're called, open casting calls, where it's just like open to the general public, models, whoever you are, people off the street, they wanted you there. If you guys want another video about my experience doing another New York Fashion Week show, because I did another show that was like a huge opportunity for me as well, in New York Fashion Week of 2018 with Discount Universe. So if you guys want to have a story time about that, or if you guys just want more videos about my experience as a model, again, comment down below or give this video a thumbs up and let me know, like, what do you guys want to know? I would love to share it with you guys. Like, these are things that I've lived, and I feel like I'm 27 years old, but I've lived so many different lives already. Like, so many different lives I've lived, because I'm still so young, but I feel like I've done so many different things already. And I've, not to toot my own horn, but I've accomplished a lot. After I graduated school, I was in a New York Fashion Week show. Like, I told myself I'm gonna be in Vogue in New York Fashion Week, and it happened. So if you guys want a story time about that, you already know what to do. In honor of Fashion Week, I wanted to give you guys this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys found it entertaining. And you know, this is a different video for me doing story times, but I feel like I probably have some pretty good stories to tell, maybe. If we want to do more of these, we'll see how this goes. But again, I hope you all enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And thank you all so much for watching this video. Love you all. And I think what I want to leave you guys with after doing this video, literally, if I want you to take anything away from this, is to, one, always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. Like, you are gonna be your one, like, you are, if nobody is gonna advocate for you, let that be you. Like, you are gonna be your biggest fan. Always believe in yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself. You can literally do anything you want. Anything you set your mind to, you can do it. Like, if you say you're gonna do something and you truly believe you're gonna do it and it's gonna happen for you, it's already yours. It's written, it's already yours. All you have to do is just fulfill it, fulfill the prophecy, and do it. You miss every shot you don't take. You miss every shot that you don't take. Like, always go after it. Don't think about rejection. Just go after it, because if you your chances are higher if you actually take the chance versus you not taking the chance at all. You have a 0% chance of getting what you want if you don't make any step towards it or make any attempt at it versus you actually trying. Now it's 50-50. Go after what you want, y'all. Live your dreams. Do everything. Don't let people stop you. Don't let people tell you can't do something. If you really want something, it's yours. Like, dead ass. I'm so serious, y'all. Take all your chances, okay? I love you guys. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yes, that's my story time. That's a wrap. Yeah. Okay, bye.